Cachet escort service? What are you trying to tell me?
A secret.
You work for this place?
I own it.
What do you mean you own it?
I mean, I started it. It's mine.
You've got to be kidding.
No. It's the very best of its kind. I know this isn't exactly the kind of merchandising we talked about. I've applied my skills to another market. I've been very successful. Matt, it's a business.
A business that could get you 7 years in jail.
Oh, come on. Women have been selling their bodies one way or another for centuries because they couldn't earn a decent living any other way. It's the oldest profession, and if you ask me, it ought to be legalized.
Obviously, you have figured out all the rationalizations. And I'm not going to argue with you about history or hypocrisy. The fact is that promoting prostitution is a crime.
It is indeed. But so is breaking the speed limit, and nobody's making TV movies about that. G'day guys, Holy Critics signing in. Ever heard of a real-life sex scandal so wild it feels like fiction? Well, besides the whole P. Diddy thing, of course. That's Mayflower Madam for you. Candice Bergen shines as a high society woman with a dirty secret, while Sarandon plays the man determined to uncover it. If you're into character-driven true dramas with luxury, intrigue, and just a touch of the taboo, this one is for you. Just don't expect a picture-perfect ending. Let's begin.
Drive up around the corner, please.
Yeah.
Raoul, hi, it's me. Have they gone yet?
Yeah, they're all gone now. You're not gonna like how they left it.
Okay, I'll be right there.
The annual ball of the General Society of the Mayflower Descendants will now begin. As is our custom, we will commence with a roll call of the 100 pilgrims who, in the summer of 1620, sailed from Southampton for the shores of New England. As each pilgrim's name is read, his descendants will rise to be counted. William Bradford. John Howland. Anthony Drexel. Peter Valentine. John Smith.
Did I miss my cue?
You've escaped disgrace.
This time.
Hi, Stuart.
Hi. Would you like some champagne?
John
Just a little.
Alden.
Oops. Me. Well, that's this year's annual bow.
Very nicely done, too.
Oh, quiet, you. Oh, Sydney, before I forget, stock up on some new bathing suits.
Why?
Well, my folks are taking the boat down to St. Thomas next month, and I want you to be my guest.
John
I can't do that.
Sydney, if you keep turning me down like this, you're going to injure my very delicate feelings.
Oh, Pamela, I'd love to go, but I have a job. Some of us have
William
to work
Brewster.
for a living, you know. All hail the family tree.
Funny, isn't it? When we came out, I thought we'd be the last of the debutantes. Now it's all come full circle.
They're cute. They look like they're having a good time.
They are.
We did.
Did you have the fastest pencil in the office, Sydney?
Well, yeah.
Well, then go sharpen it and sell those handbags.
You don't seem to understand, Sylvia. My stores won't sell these handbags.
You don't seem to understand. I'm the boss here, and you move what I tell you to move.
Sylvia, I don't mean to criticize your taste. It's just that I've spent a long time getting to know the profiles of my stores, and I've always been honest with them. I can't send them something they can't sell.
It's been clear to me for some time that you have a definite attitude problem, Sydney.
Excuse me?
You don't follow orders.
No, I take them. That's a joke, Sylvia.
One thing I don't need is an employee with an attitude.
Look, I'm sorry. We can...
I'll just say that you and I had a personality conflict, and you decided to quit.
Are you firing me, Sylvia? You can't do that.
If you try to go around me, I'll make sure that you never work in this industry again.
Sydney!
Oh, I'm sorry.
How are you? Never mind. Don't answer that. What's wrong?
Can we go somewhere?
Yeah, you want to go get a drink?
Oh, yeah, I'd love a drink.
Come on.
I don't understand is why she took on all those bags to begin with. I mean, who did she think would buy them?
Maybe that wasn't what she was thinking about.
Well, then what?
Ever hear the word kickback?
Well, you know, that never occurred to me.
Oh, that's because you think everybody's supposed to behave the same way you do.
Well, the point is now, Jill, that I need a job fast. Anything where you're working?
Where I'm working.
The sportswear place?
That company went under months ago.
Well, what about where you're working now? Is there anything there I could do?
Something you could do? I doubt you'd want to.
What?
Well, do you know what an escort service is?
An escort?
Yes, an escort service. Don't look at me like that. I don't go out on dates. I just answer the phone.
You answer the
I
phone?
answer the phone. I tell the guys a little something about each girl, you know, to whet their appetite.
You whet
Sydney,
their appetite?
You should see the expression on your face.
I could really use that drink now.
You need more than a drink. You need a job.
Are you ladies here alone?
No, we're with each other.
Unescorted women are not allowed in the Walnut Room after 5. I'm sorry, you'll both have to leave.
Wait a minute, wait. You mean because we're females?
Unescorted females.
He thinks we're hookers.
What?
Believe it. Come on.
Me, a hooker. What a hoot.
You know, there's a lot of women who would take that as a kind of a compliment.
Oh, yeah? Well, not this one.
You know, you were asking me about a job. Well, I was thinking that Eddie was talking about hiring another girl to me on the phone.
Eddie?
Eddie is the refined gentleman that owns the establishment, and I could put in a good word for you.
You could put in a good word for me with Eddie? Well, thanks a lot, Jill. Maybe I should look for something a little more...
Well, if you change your mind, you just let me know.
Thanks. Hi.
Hi. How did the interview go?
Next question.
Oh, no.
What are we doing here?
The artist is a friend of my brother.
Oh.
Shall we?
Well, there's a kind of quiet tension, I think.
Almost insidious.
It lulls you into a false sense of insecurity. But I see definite influences here.
Such as?
Well, a little Mondrian, a little clay, some Courier knives.
Courier knives.
From their snow period.
Late snow, I think.
How can you tell?
The hoof tracks, the slush.
Of course.
You're not the artist, are you?
No,
Thank God.
I'm his lawyer.
Oh,
How do you do? Matt Whittington.
Sydney Barrows.
How do you do?
Hi.
Pamela Keenan.
How do you do?
Bye.
Where are you going?
I'm making myself scarce.
I mean, she was sitting behind this little desk with this patronizing smile. I wanted to set fire to her tie.
That would have made an impression.
You know, I don't mean to unload all of this onto you. It's been some day.
You're not going to let this get you down.
I'm not.
Perseverance. Nothing worth having comes easily. When you find what you want,
Climb every mountain, ford every stream.
till you find your condo. Did you ever think of going into business?
Why do you ask?
You just strike me as the sort of person who could put something together. Make it run.
Well, it's funny you should say, because actually I always thought I'd try that someday.
What? What?
Probably something in fashion, I don't know, sportswear, lingerie, perfume, a full line. I'd like to do, like this company I just worked for.
Sounds great. Oh, by the way, thank you
What for?
for the more than 4 hours of your company.
Tori?
Hi. Sydney, hi. Francesco Baldwin,
Hello.
Sydney Barrows. Sydney, how can you leave empty-handed? I love everything in this store.
Oh, Miss Barrows, I was just thinking you might try Lord & Taylor. I understand they're looking for a new sportswear buyer.
Fine, thank you very much.
Well, good luck.
Francesca, I want to show you some purses, okay?
Well, if you don't mind telling me, why were you fired?
I was asked to do something I didn't believe in. I'm a hard worker with a good nose for what a specific market wants, which trends will and won't last, and where the classics
I
fit in.
have no buying positions right now. Ms. Barrows, are you one of the Biddles?
Yes, but what's that got to do with anything?
It's an influential family. There must be someone to help you.
I'm here to try and get a job. I've got to pay the rent just like everybody else.
Well, then I'll put your application right here with everybody else's.
Hi, Sydney, it's Jill. Okay, I've set up your interview with Eddie for 2 o'clock today. Don't be late and bring your best phone voice. Good luck. Bye.
Hello?
Yeah, come in. Yeah, well, Mr. Van Camp, Sally may have a little extra padding around the hips, but that's just to balance out her top. You can't complain about her top, Mr. V. Listen, what do you say I send you, Pauline for change of pace?
Yeah, big boy.
Good old Mr. V. Pauline will be there in 30 minutes. Got a name?
Sydney.
No, your real name.
Oh. Sheila.
Sheila, okay.
Sheila Devon.
Sheila Devon.
I'm Jill's friend.
Ah, you the new phone broad?
Yeah, that's me.
Eddie Quinn.
How do you do?
You know, you could do a lot better than answering a phone. You can make some real dough if you have a mind to it.
Well, thanks. I'm really more of a phone person.
Yeah. Exclusive escorts, what can I do for you? Roxanne's not available tonight, Mr. Dawson. How about, they send over Jasmine for a change of pace? Oh, yes, I would say she is extremely exotic. Okay. Midtown.
Hello?
Towers?
I'm sorry, he's on the other phone. Can I help you?
Suite 305.
Oh.
Will that be cash, check, or credit
Okay,
card?
could you hang on for a second?
All right, Mr.
All right.
D. Jasmine
on.
will be there in 30 minutes.
It's Lily.
Yeah, what's up, Lily? Yeah? Yeah, so? You're getting paid extra, aren't you? No, I don't think it's that weird. You'd rather be out hooking on 12th Avenue and get a pair of used hot pants for you cheap. Yeah, all right. See you soon. Cash in hand. So, okay. Got 2 phones. One for the clients, one for the girls. This is your card file.
Yeah, Joe explained.
Oh, good. So you're all set to go then.
Well, can I get in trouble doing this?
You know how many years I've been at this? 7 years. 7, huh? 7 years, never even been sniffed by a cop.
I'd like to think about it.
Hey, what's to think about? You need a job, I need a phone girl. Here. Go ahead, answer it. I gotta call Jasmine, I gotta call Pauline.
This is temporary.
I understand that until something better comes along. Right, go ahead, answer the phone.
Good afternoon, exclusive escorts. Sheila speaking. Can I help you?
Ah, beautiful.
I don't know if she does that.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure what she... I better check.
Sydney, when 2 people have been dating as long as we have, there are 4 options. Number 1, we go to my place. Number 2, we go to your place. Number 3, I go to my place and you go to your place.
Yeah, but you said 4. What's the 4th option?
I go to your place and you go to my place.
God. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you.
Why are you dressed?
If If I don't go home now, I'm never gonna go home.
That'd be fine with me.
Matt, it was a wonderful evening.
Could be a wonderful morning, too.
Yeah, that might be too much wonderful in one fell swoop.
Excuse me. Is that a reason?
It's my reason.
Oh, it's not one I understand.
Well, I'd just as soon not end the evening on a kiss and a cross-examination, okay?
Point taken.
See you next week.
Sydney, what do you do the rest of the week?
Think about you.
Bet you think I'm gonna fall for that old line?
Yeah.
You're right.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good evening, exclusive escort, Sheila speaking. Can I help you? Oh, hi, Mr. Gerhardt. How nice to hear from you again. How was your trip to Spain? Good. Julie was raving about the lovely evening she had with you. No, I'm afraid she's not. But let me see who else I have that you might like. How about Nicole? She's 22. She's blonde. She's petite and a very interesting young lady. I'm sure you'll like her. Okay. And how would you like to pay for the evening? Credit card will be fine. All right. I'll phone Nicole and have her to the hotel in an hour. Okay. Not at all. Thank you.
I gotta hand it to you, Sheila. You had a definite touch of class to the operation.
Look, do you mind? I pay for this, all right?
And I do have one question, though.
What's that?
How come you didn't send to Rollo Simmons?
He's a cokehead and he smells like the inside of a hamster cage. The girls hate to be with him.
The girls got no say in this. But that includes the phone girls. Look, let me teach you a little something here, all right? Cokeheads have no sense of time. They keep a girl 5-6 hours. It's good for business.
He gets violent, Eddie.
This isn't the amateur hour here. They're in the trade. They know what they're doing. What the customer wants, the customer gets. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. I better call Nicole for Mr. Garrett.
You better call Paula and get her to Mr. Simmons.
Hi, honey. Yeah, you're going to see a Mr. Anderson at the Bartman, room 605. Okay, good luck. Talk to you later.
Hello.
Hiya.
Guess what?
What?
I enrolled in grad school today.
Oh, congratulations. Hang on. Hello. Paula? Calm down. It's okay. Can you stay at the coffee shop? All right. I'm coming right now.
What's wrong?
Rollo Simmons.
Exclusive escorts.
So what the hell are you saying?
What
We
turned into
Diane's
you
trying to say is that she turned in 3 checks last month, $500, and I turned in a couple for $300, and we never got paid for them.
Come on, girls. I explained all that to you. The checks didn't go through. We're insufficient funds.
Diane talked to one of those men whose check you said didn't go through. He said it was cashed.
He said? He said? Did you hear what I just said? What, are you calling me a liar now? Huh? Are you?
I am.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what happened to Paula tonight. I just got back from the hospital where she got 12 stitches in her head from that coke freak. She won't be working for guys like you anymore, Eddie. And neither will I.
Hey, who the hell do you think you are?
Hi.
Well, what are you doing here?
I thought I'd find you. I quit too.
Congratulations. Thank you. What are you gonna do now?
I thought I'd check out intimate encounters.
Hey, you think that's gonna be any better than exclusive escorts?
Actually, I'd just like to get out of the whole thing.
Jill, what do you think if we give Eddie a run for his money? If we start our own service, one where the girls really have a say, we could screen the clients. We can protect the girls so that, okay, what if a guy has so much as bad breath? I mean, she's out of there. We could do it, you and I, partners. It's something we could try.
Are you serious? What about getting busted?
You never worried about that with Eddie.
Thanks, but I'm ready to go back to grad school. I've had it with this scene. But Eddie's girls should be glad to hear about this.
What do Eddie's girls have
I
to do
thought
with
if
this?
you were gonna...
Jill, if I'm gonna do this right, I need ladies, not hookers.
Sydney?
You know, this is gonna be different, Jill. This is gonna be mine. Good afternoon, Cachet. Sheila speaking. May I help you?
I saw your ad, and I'd like to ask some questions. Could you tell me what's involved?
Well, Cachet provides social companionship for a very selective clientele. Could I ask if you've ever worked for an escort service before?
No. Is that a problem?
No, actually, it isn't. Are you currently employed?
I'm a medical student on partial scholarship.
I see. Would you be available in the evenings?
Well, I have a lot of studying. I'm in acting class, and I can't come by right now. But could you tell me a little more about this?
What Cachet provides is companionship for businessmen, diplomats, and other well-to-do gentlemen who don't want to be alone.
And what should I wear for the interview?
Well, why don't you just wear something as if your grandfather were taking you to lunch at 21? Well, girls, I think you're both terrific. Okay, Virginia. You strike me as the sophisticated type.
Sophisticated? Me?
And Hillary? What do you think, Paula?
Girl next door?
Well, looks can be deceiving.
Now, I guess you'd like to know how Cachet operates. Well, we cater to affluent clients who prefer to see our young ladies on a more personal basis. Of course, the pay is considerably higher than a standard escort assignment. But I want to make clear to you that you do not have to do anything you don't want to do. Let's say that the chemistry's wrong, or you just sense that something's not quite right. You're free to leave, and I'm going to pay you $20 for your time and trouble.
Do you mean to say we can just tell the guy you're not my type?
Well, the standard line should be, it's your first time and you just can't go through with it. Of course, it works the other way, too. If the client feels that the escort isn't quite what he expected, he's free to give her $20 and send her home.
How much if we stay in?
$125 an hour. They pay you for your time, not what you do.
And what sort of percentage do we receive on that?
60-40. That's your way. Other agencies in town, it's 50-50. Excuse me, that's the third girl.
Well, she finally got to the bottom line.
Are you kidding? The bottom line was in the top line of that ad.
This is Tammy, everybody.
Hi.
And Tammy's late. Something you must never be with a client.
I know, I'm sorry. But you said to dress as if my grandfather were taking me to lunch at 21. So I just stopped off, to be sure. He loved it. Well, excuse me.
No black tag.
What's this? 3 pieces? I guess this is this one.
Oh, that's nice.
It's pink. Pink. This is John
doing, Hillary?
Well, I think this thing's too tight. It makes me bulge where I don't even have bulges.
You look beautiful.
Thanks.
I'll get you 36.
Thanks.
Baby names. When are you due?
Oh, not for years, actually. I'm just well organized.
Tammy's perfect for you. It's too bad you can't use it. Tara, Terry, well, Tessa.
No, you can't use any T's. She might make a mistake and say Tammy, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, do you have a stage name or anything?
I didn't come to New York to see somebody else's name in lights.
Hey, how about Mona?
Oh, Mona. I like Mona. It sounds so old-fashioned.
That's you, Tammy. Just an old-fashioned girl.
Paula, I want you to meet Mona. Mona and Kirsten. I just sent Virginia over to the Park Towers, and you two are going out to dinner with Mr. Foreman and a client of his visiting from London.
Dinner?
Oh, great. We get to go together.
No swapping, no girls, okay? That's against the rules. Each gentleman must provide separate accommodations.
Haven't I seen you around before?
My friend lives here.
5C. What's in the box?
Chocolates.
Don't eat them all at once.
Have one.
Chocolates? He gave you chocolates?
Do you believe it? And credit card slip.
I'll take that, thanks. So?
It was okay.
Yeah?
I've been through worse. Paula, did you see where I put my chemistry book? I got a test on Friday.
Well, that time of the evening again.
Your place.
If we go to your place, you think I'll stay all night?
Your place. And I promise I'll stay over.
Taxi!
What?
Amazing! It's morning! You're still here!
Great. You know, we don't have time for this because I'd like to be across the George Washington Bridge in half an hour.
What's across the George Washington Bridge?
New Jersey.
Which one?
Which one what?
Will be yours one day.
Oh, dream on.
That one, perchance? That one over here? No, something smaller, I think. Cottage, garage, tool shed. Yes, I'd like that. A tool shed in the country to visit on the weekends.
Yeah, it's just about where you belong.
Why? Because I'm a rake? Sorry.
There it is.
Which?
Right there. That's my Granny Sydney's house.
Must have been something growing up here.
I didn't grow up here. I had visiting privileges. I got to come on birthdays and holidays. I loved it here. I felt like a princess in a fairyland. I hated when I had to leave.
Because you broke the spell?
Yeah. Because the reality was I was in on a pass. Other kids wanted bicycles and dolls. All I wanted was this. So when the Tooth Fairy and Santa didn't deliver, I said, Sydney, you better do it yourself. I'm sorry, Mr. Duncan. Let me see what I can do to make it up to you. Right, I'll be getting back to you. Bye-bye. Paula, Mr. Duncan wanted a blonde, and we sent him a redhead. Can we send him Tammy on the house?
Who's gonna pay Tammy?
I will. It's worth it not to offend a regular customer. Okay. I have to go to the bank if we're gonna have any cash for later on. Okay, I'll take care of it. Tammy, 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 Tammy. There you are. Hello, sugar. How you doing? I've got a call on the other line. Hang on. Good evening, Cachet. Sheila speaking. May I help you?
Hey, Sheila? I knew it was you. I know what you bitches are up to. You think you can get away with stealing my best client? You got another thing coming. I'm watching you. Don't you forget it.
Not a real great day? No. Tammy.
I thought you were mad at me.
Oh, of course not, Pamela. You're my friend.
Well, why haven't we seen each other then? Every time I call to try to arrange something...
No, it's just because I've had a project.
What kind of project?
Oh, it's just boring.
Oh, is it Matt?
I don't follow.
Well, if you and Matt have that kind of relationship going where you just want to blot out the entire world, now that I could understand. Is that what it is?
Oh, hi. Sorry, Sheila. I thought you only interviewed on Thursdays. I just had some free time, so I thought I'd just kind of come in and hang out.
Sheila?
Right there at the bottom of the page.
Cachet for the discriminating gentleman. Are you running what I think you're running?
A business.
Legal?
Could I advertise in New York Magazine if it were against the law?
So it's a dating service. There's no sex involved.
Oh, Pamela, show me a business where there's no sex involved.
What's Matt's opinion of this?
He doesn't have one.
He doesn't know?
He doesn't need to.
Aren't you leading sort of a double life here?
Well, if I am, they're both mine.
I just don't want you getting into trouble, that's all.
Escort services don't get busted.
Tell me, Sydney, if you didn't know me, and I just walked into your office and you took a look at me, would you hire me?
Are you available tonight? did this?
No, ma'am. But there's more inside.
Miss Barrows, why does my lobby look like a subway?
I have no idea, Mr. Stone. I'm as shocked as you are.
And what about all these young women my son-in-law tells me he's been noticing coming and going?
What young women? Do you mean my friends?
Blondes, brunettes, all different shapes and sizes.
Mr. Stone, do I look like the kind of person who'd be running a brothel?
Why do I listen to you?
The elevator was easy, but this, forget it.
Excuse me, ladies. Let me show you how it's done.
You really think it was Eddie? You bet it was Eddie. This is exactly the kind of thing Eddie would do to get back at us. Oh, no. The whole thing makes me nervous. What if he tries to bust us?
Exclusive escorts.
Eddie,
Yeah.
this is Sheila. I got your note.
Huh? You like it?
Save it for the subway, Eddie.
Listen, I can close you broads up with one phone call.
Yeah. Listen, you're not the only person with a phone. So if you want to reach out and touch somebody, remember, this somebody can quote chapter and verse on exclusive escorts. You got that, Mr. Q?
I got it.
Good-o. Have a nice day.
Oh, I have seen you. How are you doing?
How do you like your first Mayflower ball, and don't be flip?
Oh, to tell you the truth, it kind of gets to me.
Oh?
Yeah. You think about all these people who can trace their way back to the same historical event. And then you think about those early settlers who had to cross the Atlantic without a clue to where they were going, putting their lives on the line in a tiny little boat.
Also that we could throw a party once a year.
Don't worry.
Stuart ordered a bottle of champagne, but we haven't a thing to celebrate.
Well, we'll drink to the brave little band then, as usual.
Actually, I do have something to celebrate.
Oh?
$1 million deal with two of our top clients. Big boys picked me to put it together.
You got it. Why didn't you tell me?
I tried, but you were never home.
Why didn't you leave a message on my machine?
It wasn't a machine I wanted to tell. Want to make it up to me?
How?
Well, first you have to miss me. That's why I'm going out of town to work on this thing for a week. I'll be back the following Wednesday. And I thought maybe we could have a private celebration that night.
Oh, Matt, not Wednesday.
Okay. Friday. Oh, for God's sake, Sydney, I'm giving you almost 2 weeks' notice.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Would you excuse us for a minute? I'm tired of guessing, Sydney. I'd like a straight answer. Is this someone else?
Oh, Matt, don't be silly.
No, I'm a big boy. I've been to law school for 3 years. I can handle it.
No, Matt, there's no one else.
Then let's go. Let's go to your place. Right now.
No.
You know, all the time we've been going together, I've never seen the inside of your apartment.
You'll
Now, what's
see it
going on?
sometime. Nothing.
Now.
No, not
Why?
now.
Why? Because it's a mess? Because there's someone else there.
Yes, it's messy. No, there's no one there.
Then let's go.
Stop pushing me around.
We don't get together on the Friday after I get back. That's it. Thank you very much for a lovely evening.
Paula, these girls are our fantasy girls. They're beautiful, all right.
Sheila, haven't you got too much business to handle as it is?
What are you talking about? Some of our clients have said they'd pay $2.50 an hour if the girls were worth it. These girls are definitely worth it.
What are you going to do with all that money?
Well, I don't have a surplus, you know. I could get an apartment, one that I could live in. I could keep this one for cachet.
I don't know.
What's the matter with you? What are you so afraid of?
They were going to foul up somehow and get busted.
Will you stop being so paranoid?
I'm sorry. I really was flattered that you asked me to come and work for you as your phone girl. But I've been trying to get out of this business for 5 years. I don't feel right about it anymore. Now I'm sending girls out to do what I hated doing. I was thinking that maybe what I ought to do is go out to the coast and start over.
I understand.
Okay.
As you might imagine, we do have several interested parties.
Just what I'm looking for.
Of course, you would have to be approved by the co-op management company. They can be very particular about who they let in.
Well, that's all right. I'm very particular myself.
Sergeant Gullett, Public Morals Division. This is Detective Forbes. Are you Mr. Stone?
No, I'm his son-in-law. He's expecting you. Come on in.
You mean she's given up the apartment?
No, she still has it. She's moving her furniture in. She's moving the furniture out.
So, now she moved your furniture out.
Now, let's get to the complaints. Now, the information I have is that you and your tenants have been disturbed by a number of female guests to Miss Barrow's apartment. Is that right?
There are families in the building, Sergeant Gullett, some of them with children. It's not right for her to do what she's doing.
Pop, come on. Why don't we say what's going on right out? I mean, this woman is running...
Excuse me, Mr. Fenton. Let's just deal with what we actually know, okay?
Think that's her?
Stone said she was a blonde.
You never heard of peroxide?
Very good, Mr. Audubon. Then Sybil will be at your room 432 at 8:45. And will you be taking care of that with cash as usual?
That's right, cash. Sheila, I just wanted to say, you have such a mellifluous speaking voice.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Audubon.
It conjures up a most beautiful, well-bred young woman. You know, I'm getting quite curious. Do you ever...
Never.
Well, it didn't hurt to ask.
Have a very pleasant evening.
I thought you said when a client calls from a hotel, I should always phone back to make sure he's actually there.
Absolutely, if it's someone that you don't know. But Neville Audubon's a regular customer. You don't have to check on him. Hi, Hillary.
Hi.
This is my new assistant, Eve.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
So how'd it go?
Oh, pretty much like Tammy said it would. We watched TV, had popcorn, played some backgammon. Oh, and then we jumped up on the bed and had a pillow fight.
This is Hassan. He's our young prince from the Middle East. Every time he comes to New York, he gets lonesome, so we send someone over to play with him.
Guess what, Sheila? They called me back for that part.
Oh, Hillary, this is great.
I know, it's the lead, too. But I've got to know all my lines by tomorrow.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. So, Eve, you're on.
Good evening, Cachet. This is Eve speaking.
Well, you're a terrific actress, Hillary.
You really think so?
Sure I do.
You know, Sheila, this is the first time in my life I felt like maybe it's finally my turn.
I've got to go pick someone up at the airport now. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
Hey, she's blonde.
Awful.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
Oh, no, it's not that. I'm okay. It was just the way he talked to me. It was the things he said in order to... He just made me feel dirty.
It's all right. You go upstairs, you have the girls make you a cup of hot tea, you relax. We'll talk about this when I get back, okay?
Thanks.
Okay.
She's a blonde, too.
You have good taste?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to sit down?
Sure. What? What's this? Cachet escort service? What are you trying to tell me?
A secret.
You work for this place?
I own it.
What do you mean you own it?
I mean, I started it. It's mine. I have a federal ID number and a certificate that says it's a temporary help agency.
You've got to be kidding.
No. It's the very best of its kind.
Good God, Sydney. When I told you to go and find your dream,
Matt,
I did...
I know this isn't exactly the kind of merchandising we talked about. But what I've done is I've applied my skills to another market. I've been very successful. Matt, it's a business.
A business that could get you 7 years in jail.
Oh, come on. Women have been selling their bodies one way or another for centuries because they couldn't earn a decent living any other way. It's the oldest profession, and if you ask me, it ought to be legalized.
Obviously, you have figured out all the rationalizations. And I'm not going to argue with you about history or hypocrisy. The fact is that promoting prostitution is a crime.
Look, this isn't some position I've come to out of the blue. No, Matt, I've never gone out myself. But I've seen what can happen to girls who work for places that don't protect them. I had some girl come back tonight in tears because of some guy, and I can tell you right now he's been banned from the agency. I missed you, Matt.
I missed you, too. And now I'm not sure who it was I was missing.
I'm trying to give you the chance to find out.
I don't know, Sydney.
Tammy, have you got a minute?
Yeah, sure. Why?
I have 45 minutes before I get to change for my next date. Do you think you could quiz me?
You have a test tomorrow?
I shouldn't have come in for work tonight. The guy I was just with, while he was nibbling on my ear, I was thinking about the bacteriological dysfunctions of the semicircular canals. Put me in a real convincing romantic mood. Here.
Sure, okay. A 28-year-old woman comes to the emergency room who is obviously jaundiced. What are the most likely causes of her condition?
Carcinoma of the pancreas.
That's right.
Wow.
Would you take a look at that?
Wow. Okay, you are following a patient with myocardial infarction. I don't know if I'm the right one to do this.
Come on in.
You got a minute?
Barely. I'm meeting Matt at Lincoln Center. Can you hold down the fort?
Sure. I was
Do you
wondering.
know what time it is?
It's 6:30.
Oh, my God, I'm so late.
I just got a phone call.
I
a
have
little while-
perfect faith in you. You handle the phones beautifully.
Well, I just don't know. It just didn't sound right.
What do you mean?
Well, he was asking a lot of questions.
Like what?
Mostly he was trying to get me to say our fees include sex. He was really harping on it. It was kind of scary.
What did you tell him?
Well, I just told him that he had the wrong agency.
Well, you did just the right thing, Eve.
I hope so. Well, listen, have a good time.
White wine?
Neville. Matt. I didn't know you were an opera buff.
No. Sydney. This is one of our best and most beloved European clients, Neville Audubon. Neville Sydney Barrows.
How do you do?
Pamela, Stuart.
Hello.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Is Janet with you on this trip?
Oh, no, she had to stay behind.
So you're all by your lonesome.
There you are, Neville.
Ah, Jessie. Jessie went to school with my daughter. This is Matt. Matt manages most of my money for me. And this is Sydney.
Sydney. That's an unusual name.
Speaking of unusual names, are you any relation to the naturalist, Mr. Audubon?
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, You know, I have the distinct feeling that we've met somewhere.
No, I don't think so.
Well, no, I don't mean that I've seen you. I'm sure I would have recognized you if we had. No, it's your voice. You sure you weren't in radio broadcast?
No, Mr. Audubon.
Oh, please, call me Neville. You know, you have a most distinctive, mellifluous voice. I could swear that I think we should probably get back to our seats. Nice to see you, Matt. Nice meeting you.
Sydney.
Sydney, yes.
It's not street hookers, it's not gambling, it's not drugs. What's the point of a stakeout night after night, tying up personnel, wasting time?
It's not a waste of time.
Oh, you kidding, Sarge? Come on. We watch the girls go in there. We follow them to some glitzy hotel, some East Side tower. They go in, they come out. What have they done against the law?
Give her time, she'll get careless.
I still say it's a waste of time.
I see it's a waste of time being stuck in vice. What you fail to comprehend here, Forbes, is the opportunity. I got a feeling Barrow's client list reads like the who's who. You bust a mucky-muck, you get noticed, maybe promoted. Even a cop in a skirt could benefit from what I'm saying.
In your ear, gullet.
Well, back to the office.
Didn't our plans include dinner?
Yeah. But I've got to help Eve out now. This is our busy season. I'm sorry.
I guess I'll be on my way.
No, you can stay. I'm going to be back later.
No, thanks. Heard from Audubon?
No.
I did. He called. Asked a lot of questions, like, how long had I been seeing you, and just what sort of merchandising it was that I thought you did.
I hope you lied.
Yeah, well, it didn't make me sound very smart. In fact, it made me sound like a fool.
Matt, I'm sure he preferred you sounding foolish to being found out.
Yeah, well, it just got sticky, and I didn't like it, okay? I don't like being put in that position.
I'm sorry.
I hope this is your most successful season ever.
Matt?
My client, Sydney Barrows, is a model tenant. She always paid her rent on time. She's quiet. So what is this all about?
You know what it's about. Eviction. And my client wants Miss Barrows out. Maybe you and I could sit down and work out a set of stipulations that
Why?
would help us.
Because she's running a brothel, that's why.
This is landlord-tenant court, Mr. Fenton. If you have a criminal complaint, save it for another time and place.
Don't worry, I will.
Counselor, if you and I could talk quietly.
That bitch is asking for it.
It might be better if you and I weren't seen talking together.
What's the difference? You're here to testify, right?
No, I'm just here to see her with my own eyes.
Hey, wait a minute, pal.
And that's all.
It is hereby stipulated, agreed and consented to by and between the parties, that the instant proceeding be and hereby is settled on the following terms and conditions. 1. Respondent consents to the jurisdiction of this court. 2. Respondent consents to the entry of final judgment for possession only. The warrant shall
Could you translate that, please?
The lease is broken. You have 30 days to move out, and they'll give you the compensation that we asked for.
Be and hereby is settled.
Who is this guy back here? I've seen him before.
He can't be part of the legal team. He isn't at the table.
Both parties agreed to relieve each other from any and all claims against the
Excuse me, Counselor. Your Honor, that man that's just leaving now has been consulting constantly with the petitioner before and during these proceedings. Since he appears to have some vital connection with what's going on here, I ask that the court obtain his identity.
Would the petitioner identify the man that just left the courtroom?
Is that necessary now, Your Honor?
It is.
He's a friend of mine.
And what is your friend's name?
Sergeant Frank Gullett of the NYPD Public Morals Division.
So I have nothing to worry about. All I have to do is to find a new place for the office.
Just how serious are you about us, Sydney?
Where did that question come from?
Oh, what I'm leading up to requires the certainty that both parties have a completed...
Matt, don't talk lawyer talk. What are you saying?
Move in with me.
Why do I have the feeling that's part 1 and part 2 is going to be the killer?
Okay, part 2. Cachet.
You want me to close it?
Well?
I was right about part 2.
You're proud of it?
Yeah, I'm proud of the fact that it's something I built from scratch. I'm beginning to make money at it, and it's the best of its kind.
Oh, is that what this is all about? Money?
Isn't that the point of business, making money?
Sydney, you're talking about me as partner material.
It's great. It's great, Matt. I'm happy for you.
But it could be great for us. I'll be making enough for both of us.
I don't want your money, Matt. I want to make my own.
Then make it legitimately.
I'm moving toward that.
What? What, this accessory thing?
No, it's more than that. It's a full-fashion buying office. It's sportswear, perfume, lingerie.
Okay, Sydney, okay, damn it. When?
I have to raise the capital. I've done a projection.
When?
business
No,
holds
I want to know
steady.
when. How much longer? 1 year?
Whatever
2 years?
it takes.
Right.
Matt, I know what I'm doing.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I love you. You love me. People feel that way. They get together. They build a life.
I built a life.
What the hell is it with you? Tell me you're scared. Tell me that you need more time to think. But don't tell me that you're going to kiss me off because you would rather spend the night sending your girls out to sleep with men who are old enough to be their fathers. Or yours.
Oh, very nice. You should have been a shrink.
Well, maybe you need to see one, Sydney. What are you doing?
I think they should cover my share.
Oh, come on, Sydney. Sit down, for God's sake. Will you just sit?
I'm going to stop it. I just don't think I'm partner material, Matt.
What do you say to a movie later?
No, I'm going out with Stuart tonight.
All right.
Why don't you call Matt?
I'd just as soon not talk about Matt, if you don't mind.
He wanted to marry you.
Live with me.
He'll live with you first and then marry you.
Didn't I just say I don't want to talk about Matt? God, sometimes it really makes me wonder. Everybody else seems to know so much better than I do how I should run my life.
I don't follow.
Well, is it possible that all of you are just a little bit threatened by the fact that I've managed to make it on my own terms without taking handouts from a man or dipping into a trust fund?
I won't take that personally.
Or maybe you should.
Oh, so there's no doubt about it. Girls in and out, all hours, all kinds. It's imperative we make an example here.
All right, Till. Continue surveillance, but bring it to a conclusion. Gonna take you much longer?
No, not much longer. We should be able to move in very soon.
All right, be sure it's a good, clean bus.
Right. Hey, Forbes.
What?
You were drifting off there. Suppose we had to go on a hot pursuit. You were asleep like that.
You mean like if they were to make a sudden, desperate break for freedom?
Hey, you never know what could happen.
Sarge, I'm more likely to make a desperate break for freedom.
Sheila, hi.
Hang on a sec, will you?
It's the rock star.
Wow, you look fabulous. Have a great time.
I'm so nervous. I mean, I have all his albums. I used to have his poster on my wall.
Well, after tonight, I want to have your poster on his.
I feel like Cinderella on her way to the ball.
Well, you don't have to be back at midnight on my account. Have a nice time.
Don't be absurd, Mr. Shaw. I'm a married woman. So he says, how about if I give you 100,000 pounds to spend the night with me? That's a small fortune, Mr. Shaw. I think I'd be a fool not to. Well, he thinks for a minute and says, how about 20 pounds for 15 minutes? 20 pounds, she says. What sort of woman do you think I am? To which Mr. Shaw replies, we've already established that, and now we're just haggling over the price.
Okay, everybody, listen up.
Thanks. All right, I have some announcements to make. But first, Virginia has something to tell us.
I just found out that I've been accepted for an internship in Chicago. I just want to say, I know I haven't always been the easiest person to be around, especially around finals. So I just want to thank you all for being friends.
Oh, when do you leave?
3 weeks.
Well, at least they'll know who to call when they have problems with PD.
Thank you, Claudia. And Hillary is going to be taking a leave of absence. She got the lead in a new play in the village, so you should check the board for when and where.
And if you guys will give me some advance notice, I might be able to get you some freebies.
Ooh, freebies from Hillary. That's a first.
Okay, I guess most of you know we have some new girls. This is Consuelo, Honey, and Lily. Now, since we do have some new people here, it might be worthwhile to go over some of our regulations. Remember, any client is a potential undercover policeman. In the state of New York, all you have to do is agree to perform the sexual act for money, and you have broken the law. Very good. So, never give any indication that you're about to accept payment. And if he tries to offer you money up front, just say, oh, no, put that away. In that case, if there's a tape recorder going, later you can tell the judge, Your Honor, he was exposing himself.
Oh, they'll really believe that.
And also, don't forget to ask for airplane tickets or car rental papers from any new hotel clients. It's very easy for a cop to get a fake driver's license or a credit card.
Okay, Tammy.
Sheila, I have a question. I was wondering if you get to a place...
Tammy? Don't call me that. My name's Mona, remember? My family calls me Tammy.
You've been kind of moody ever since you got back from visiting them. Didn't you have a good time?
Oh, sure. Me and my folks, my brother, my grandfather. Last night I was there and we had this big family-style dinner. Everyone was telling jokes and stuff.
Sounds like fun.
Then my brother Adam told this one joke, kind of like the one Hillary told. And everybody just laughed. Because that's all women like them are to those people. It's just jokes. Dirty jokes. I gotta go.
Something wrong?
Nothing we can do anything about.
67! 67, who's got it? Right here. I think I have down to...
Let's get lox and whitefish. And a dozen bagels.
I think that'll be enough. They said 10 were coming, maybe 12.
Sydney.
Hi, Matt.
Peggy Eaton, Sydney Barrows.
Hi. How do you do?
You look well.
Thank you. You too.
How's business?
Better than ever.
68.
Matt, that's our number.
Yeah.
Got it.
Take care.
Yeah. Bye.
This look good? What do you need, Phil?
I don't know. What do you think?
You look fantastic.
I'd rather stay home.
It's not that bad. I've done it.
Yeah, so have I. And I swore I'd never do it again.
Who knows? You could get lucky.
A blind date. At my age. Sunday's opening night, huh?
Mm-hmm. Critics and all.
I'll be there at intermission to eavesdrop.
Oh, thanks. Listen, have fun tonight.
Yeah, I'll try.
Oh, and if you don't like him, just tell him it's your first time and you can't go through with it.
Thanks, Hillary. Good night, girls.
Good night, Sheila. Night.
Yes, we do have somebody who fits that description, Mr. Williams. Well, I guess the best way to describe her is to say that on a scale of 1 to 10, Mona's figure is a 50. She's very special, and I'm sure you'll understand when I tell you her fee is just a little bit higher, at $225 an hour with a 2-hour minimum. Fine. May I have your room number? And I'll phone you back in just a few minutes to confirm. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
I'm Dave Williams.
What is it, Mr. Williams?
Dave, please. Your briefcase, I didn't exactly expect you to have one. I mean, what's in it? Yeah.
Oh, just things like makeup and mouthwash, an extra pair of stockings, and the porta printer, of course.
A porta printer?
You know, for credit cards.
Well, you know, when they told me how much more your fee was than the other girls, I couldn't believe it, but now I understand why. Would you like a glass of wine?
Oh, thank you, yes.
Well, I bet the other girls are jealous of what you make. I mean, after all, you go to bed the same as the rest of them.
You know, I didn't come here to be insulted, Dave.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to this kind of thing. I mean, how you go about things. I mean, I didn't mean to insult such a vision of loveliness. It's just that you're such a beautiful woman.
Well, why don't we just sit down and talk for a while? You know, kind of get to know each other. And
All right.
you can tell me about yourself. Like, where are you from?
Out of state.
Oh, so you're here on business.
That's right.
Well, how was your flight?
Well, the stews were dogs compared to you.
Mind if I see your ticket?
Ticket? You mean my plane ticket? I don't have that up here. I got it down in the hotel safe with some other important papers. Mona, I don't know how much longer I can wait. Maybe we could talk later.
What about car rental papers?
What is this? I'm not going to pay $450 to be cross-examined. I took a cab from the airport, okay?
Oh, it's okay, really. I just have to be careful.
I want you to know I consider it an honor to pay that much money for the privilege of welcoming you into my bed.
Really? An honor?
Well, I probably don't deserve such a fine young woman as you. So, is it okay, Mona?
Sure, Dave. It's okay.
That's it, Mona. You're under arrest.
Okay, 1 o'clock. That's all, folks.
Might as well have stayed home.
Some nights are slow. Say, aren't you headed for Chicago soon?
Yep. Tonight's my last night.
Police, open up!
Oh, my God.
You got a warrant?
Two.
All right, everyone, stay where they are. Hold it. Stand up, ma'am. Please get on your back. You're all under arrest. He has the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to speak to an attorney and to have an attorney present during questioning. If you so desire, cannot afford one. You have not started the court question. Sergeant, move that car out of here.
Drive up around the corner, please.
Sheila? God, I'm glad you're there. Listen, have you seen the papers this morning?
No, not yet, but I know all about it.
I'm really scared. Thank God I had that dress rehearsal last night. Listen, do you know who they got or how much they know about us?
I don't know. I'm supposed to turn myself in a few hours, but it's just a formality. I'll be out by this evening. I'll try to call you then at the theater, okay?
And tonight's opening night.
I know. And the show must go on as if nothing's happened. You got it?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Are you all right? Okay, let's do it.
Good morning, Mrs. Sixtime. I'm Benjamin Driscoll, Miss Barrows' assistant district attorney.
Where are those four girls?
They're none of your business.
You've got no reason to
Booker.
This morning in Manhattan, Sydney Barrows, who police say allegedly ran a $1 million a year call girl operation, surrendered to Assistant District Attorney Benjamin Driscoll. The police officers who raided what they characterized as her swank brothel on the Upper West Side say they discovered records indicating fees for sexual favors of up to $1,000 a night. Sydney Biddle Barrows, shown here after her surrender, will be held pending arraignment on charges of promoting prostitution and could receive up to 7 years in prison.
Sorry I couldn't get you out sooner. But what with all the extra media noise?
Mayflower Madam.
Furthermore, Your Honor, the accused, Sheila Devon, also known as Sydney Biddle Barrows, in flagrant disregard for the rights and sensibilities of her law-abiding neighbors, continued to operate her brothel.
It was not a brothel.
Quiet, please. Proceed, Mr. Driscoll.
When law enforcement officers broke into Sydney Barrows' establishment, they found not only records describing the sexual proclivities of her clients,
Not true.
but also numerous pieces of equipment.
That's a lie.
Sydney.
They found office equipment. He's making it sound.
One more outburst like this, Miss Barrows, and you'll be removed from this courtroom.
Your Honor, I'll take responsibility for my client's behavior, but I'd like to point out that this is only an arraignment. Mr. Driscoll is trying the case. I object very strenuously.
Sustained. The Assistant District Attorney will confine his remarks to the list of charges the state wishes to file.
And in Manhattan today, the state of New York filed a $150,000 lawsuit against Sydney Biddle Barrows, better known as the Mayflower Madam. The state is claiming a portion of the money allegedly earned by her enterprise. However, in order to make the suit stick, the district attorney will first have to convict Ms. Barrows of the charge, a felony under New York law.
Hi. This is a surprise. Come on in.
Nice place.
Oh, right. You've never been here.
I was never invited.
Well, come on in. Yeah. Probably gonna have to get rid of it anyway. I can't afford it anymore. My legal costs are killing me. How come you're not in Chicago?
That's what I came to tell you. I'm not an intern anymore.
What do you mean?
The medical director called me into the office. There was a newspaper sitting on the desk with my picture on the cover.
I'm so sorry. What are you gonna do?
There's not much I can do. I can't force the hospital to take me back.
Why not?
What?
You can sue them. Get yourself an attorney.
Where would I get the money? Going out on dates again?
I want to take this to trial.
What for?
For this. Not for me. For you and the girls. To vindicate you, to expose the hypocrisy of all of it.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, what?
Do you really mean all that, what you just said?
Yes, of course I do.
No, Mrs. Dickstein, the state will not drop charges.
Is Sydney Barrows charged with running a brothel?
Of course not. Just because the media has turned this case into a circus doesn't mean that we have to.
Was she doing business with organized crime?
Mrs.
Was she
Dickstein.
dealing drugs, involved with police corruption? Did she run a business that fostered violence?
Look, we didn't ask for this job. We don't enjoy tying up staff and spending money to go after Sydney Barrows. But she ran a business which was against the law. And unfortunately, she attracted attention doing it. And people complained, and when they did, we had to move in. We're going ahead with this case, and we'll take it all the way.
Do you care to tell me how you plan to proceed?
First, I intend to put every girl who ever worked for Barrows on the stand.
All right. Then we're calling the clients.
What?
All 3,000.
That could be messy. You would ruin careers, the family lives of those men, powerful men.
You're very concerned with legalities, Mr. Driscoll. Aren't those men guilty under the law?
Under the law, yes, but...
What do you mean, yes, but? Next, you'll be telling me you agree with that morals cop, what's his name, and his little gem in the paper.
I don't make the laws, but I do have to enforce them. I don't have any choice.
And neither do I. If you take Sydney Barrows down, then you're going to take every one of those men along with her, beginning with the 340 New York lawyers that patronize her service.
Well?
They'll lower it to a misdemeanor plus a nominal fine.
Didn't you once tell me that if I took this to court, I'd win?
Sydney, if you want to fight, I'll back you 100%. But I'd weigh their offer. A protracted trial won't help anyone.
Oh.
I know the girls.
Yeah, the girls. I feel like I should do something to vindicate them.
You knew what you were getting into, and so did they.
I don't know. Maybe none of us did. I meant well. I did. I thought I was helping them finance their dreams. I thought I was protecting them.
Will you stop beating yourself up already?
So now I feel like I've betrayed them.
Let it go, Sydney. Put it in the past. Get on with your life.
I see somebody.
Sydney, what are you doing here? Are you coming in?
Oh, no. Are you kidding? I'm on my way home. Oh, if I went in, it would probably turn into a zoo. Or I'm recognized every place I go now.
I heard your good news that you're not going to trial. I mean, congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to you, too.
Oh, you mean Stuart and me?
When's the wedding?
Next month. Sydney, I'd like to invite you, but Stuart's parents are just...
Oh, I understand it might be a little awkward.
I should have returned your telephone call.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
You really did get in over your head, didn't you?
I just got caught, that's all.
That's enough, isn't it?
I didn't do anything wrong, Pamela.
You really don't think so?
Pamela?
We'll talk soon.
We'll have lunch.
How is she?
Who knows? Whoever knows with Sydney.
The annual ball of the General Society of the Mayflower Descendants will now begin.
Alrighty then, that was Mayflower Madam, Candice Bergen running a high-end brothel while sipping champagne in fancy New York apartments. Yeah, that was definitely a story, but was it a good one? Well, honestly, I think her performance saved this movie. Bergen played Sydney Biddle Barrows with just the right amount of confidence and control, but you could still see the cracks underneath. Like, she knew she was walking a tightrope and at any moment, everything could come crashing down. And since this was based on a true story, that tension felt real. Barrows really was a Mayflower descendant who found herself at the center of a massive scandal in the early 80s. The film really captured that high society meets seedy underbelly contrast well, with sleek apartments, designer outfits, and plenty of dodgy characters. Now, what didn't work? Well, first and foremost, the film played it way too safe. It touched on the legal and ethical dilemmas faced by Sydney, but it never fully went there. Instead, it kinda glossed over the deeper issues, which made it feel more like a light drama than a serious exploration of her situation. Also, some of the supporting cast barely had a pulse. Which brings me to Chris Sarandon. He was in this, but you wouldn't really know it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sarandon's a talented guy. Fright Night, The Princess Bride, but his character in this felt like an afterthought. He had a few nice moments with Bergen, but there wasn't much chemistry between them or real weight to his role. One thing I did find interesting was how the movie portrayed Sydney's business. It didn't lean into the usual Hollywood cliches about escort services. It actually showed her running it like a well-managed operation. She had rules, standards, and a professional approach that made you rethink what separates a respectable business from an illegal one. That nuance added depth, even if the movie didn't dig as deep as it could have. At the end of the day, I'd call Mayflower Madam a decent watch. It had a great lead performance, a fascinating true story, and a slick presentation. But it was just too shallow to be truly compelling. For that reason, I can only give it 3 stars. Now that you've seen it, make sure you drop a comment. Was Sydney just playing the game, or did she cross the line? And if you'd like to see more of Candice Bergen, another one of her films is waiting for you in the end screen credits, so don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is Holy Critic, signing out.